What up, Greg?
What's up? I can't see anybody, but I can hear you, and I can imagine what you look like.
He's wearing a Metallica shirt, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. It's old
Do you
school
have
and Justice for All.
Do you have your cold brew in your hand, Tim?
No, we didn't get back from lunch in time, or I definitely would. My plan was to stop and get some.
Oh, well, that's all right. We can postpone this until you get your coffee.
That's all good. I'll survive.
Well, I'm really excited to chat with you guys because I think you're one of the best rock bands I've come across, past few years. So how did you guys team up with Nick on these tracks?
It was actually kind of a fluke thing, I guess. We had a mutual friend, and he thought that we needed to meet him, so he kind of brought him out to like a show that we played. I think we only played like maybe 3 to 5 songs. It's a really cool event called Bus Call that they host at Tin Roof on Wednesdays. And typically it's like country artists, but they've been doing rock nights every now and again. And that's kind of what it was, so it was like again, like 3 to 5 song kind of short thing. He came and checked it out and ended up digging it and then just reached out after that. I think that was, am I remembering that correctly, Greg? I think that was mainly it.
Yeah, I believe that story is accurate and factual. I was not on that gig, and I think that's why.
Oh, really?
I wasn't playing, and that's probably why he liked it so much.
Yeah, so that's kind of how that relationship came to be.
Yeah, he's worked with some killer bands, so it kind of explains why the sound is on point. The production is amazing. I love that it's melodic yet heavy, and you can hear all the different instruments very clearly in the songs. So I'm really digging it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's kind of, it's interesting. The 5 of us, we have such different tastes musically. I guess we all kind of collectively like the same stuff, but individually we have such different tastes. I think that's it reflects in the music in my opinion. Anyways.
Well, seeing that you're wearing a Metallica shirt, I'm guessing you're more on like the heavier side of rock, or are you kind of in between?
Believe it or not, kind of Metallica is my favorite band. Probably if I had to name one band, it would be Metallica, but I kind of listen to honestly everything. Spans. I listen to a lot of pop music, listen to a lot of blues, classic rock, general hard rock. I like metal, but metal's not like my favorite genre of all time. I like more classic metal than some modern stuff. But it's kind of all over the place. Same with Greg. I know Greg has very diverse taste in music.
Yeah, and Greg, as a keyboardist, how do you kind of go about contributing to the band?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I guess I try to stay out of the way, and a lot of it is riff based, especially the older stuff. The newer stuff maybe not quite as much, but it's tricky to know like when to grab the riff and when to stay away from the riff, and I think it's just I don't know, I'm still learning and just trying to figure out how to maybe add atmosphere, or like kind of supplement some of the more melodic components, and then sometimes obviously you just kind of pad, but it's all about trying to figure out. Usually there's nothing like missing, if you take out the keyboard, then the song is still there. So I got to kind of figure out how to add interest and atmosphere without taking away from anything else,
Yeah, I definitely think it kind of rounds out the band sound, because I've seen a lot of bands who have like that full band on the stage, like Toto, for example. They have a really cool keyboardist, and it just really adds to the live sound of the band.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think it's cool. There's so many bands have the 2 guitar thing going on, and that's kind of why we wanted to integrate something different, because having keyboard can open up so many more possibilities. And Greg is really good at, like he said, fitting into the mold of a rock band, I guess, as a keyboardist with the synths and whatever else, I think it adds a lot personally. I don't want
So the next single
Thank
is
you.
Dig Your Grave, which I've heard and I really love it. For those who haven't heard it, can you talk a little bit about the song?
This one's personally my favorite. I don't know. What about you, Greg?
It's definitely in my top 4.
Yeah.
Yes, there's 4 on the so far.
Yeah, 4 so far.
This one's actually, it's definitely one of my favorite songs. An interesting fact about it, I guess, is the breakdown in the middle of it, like that kind of heavy part that comes in. That was not originally in the track, right? That's kind of one of Nick's ideas.
Yeah. Originally, we went to a solo section and it introduced a new chord progression that had not yet happened and did not appear after the solo. So it was just kind of like extra musical material. And he was like, "That's not necessary." And we were like, "You know what? You're totally right. It's not necessary." So
yeah, I remember him saying the song just like he wanted it to take like a hard left turn,
mm-hmm.
When it came to that section. So that's kind of a fun fact. I like the lyrical content of this one too. I feel like it's relatable to a lot of experiences that we have dealing with other people in everyday life.
Sure. And it's purely metaphorical too. It's not meant to be taken literally. We're not actually like murderers. I think that's important to note.
No judgment.
I think it is. I think it is my favorite too because it's. I think it's our heaviest song, but it's also maybe the catchiest. So it has like the chorus has a lot of pop sensibility to it, but it maintains its heaviness. Maybe I think it's the best example of us being able to kind of marry those two ideals.
Nice. And it's pretty exciting that you guys have a show coming up on March 12th. It's cool that Nashville still has a live music scene at the moment. So what can you tell us about your live shows?
We've been playing when we can. The one we're really excited about, the one on March 12th. The other 2 bands is River Ghost and Tuck Smith. We played with Tuck Smith before at Analog, I believe, and that was a really fun show as well. But yeah, it's interesting to see. I don't know, we've only done like 1 or 2 original shows since
over the last year. Yeah, maybe like 1 or 2 live streams and maybe 2 actual like in-person shows, but I only remember 1, I feel like. So it'll be interesting to see if we can still do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're pretty excited about that. It'd be cool to see how that goes. Bowie's is a really cool venue as well.
Oh, so is Nashville still allowing in-person shows, or is it kind of on the fence right now?
No, they're still happening. Like Lower Broadway is open. Everybody's got to stay seated and stuff, but it's getting back to normal, slowly but surely.
In Boston, there's nothing at the moment, which really sucks.
Yeah. I'm originally from New York, so I feel your pain on that. I'm always talking to my friends, and they're like, "Yeah, I can't go do anything, can't play."
Yeah, but hopefully soon. What was it like playing with Steel Panther on tour? Are they a bunch of guys?
Yeah,
it was super fun. That's that about sums it up. It's awesome.
It was great. They're really, really nice guys, and I don't want to ruin the shtick for them, but they're good dudes.
Yeah, we've actually reached out a couple times when we needed advice on certain things, and they're always happy to kind of chat with us and give us some guidance.
Oh,
so that's been cool.
What's like the best advice they've given you, or guidance?
I don't know. I don't know about one specific thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, just encouragement has been helpful, basically like, keep at it, guys. Like, you guys are going places, like, don't quit, basically,
That's good to hear. I'm glad you took that advice.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So what was it about like music, well, whether rock music or music in general, that really captivated you to kind of pursue it?
I'll let you take this one first, Greg.
It's one of the few jobs where you can drink while you're doing it, Yeah, I'm kidding. I mean, I don't know. That's a good question, but it's hard to answer because I feel like my answer is like kind of cheesy. Like, I don't really feel much like I have a choice. You know, there was never like a choice to be made. It was like, as soon as I fell in love with music, the rest was, you know, it was all over. This was just what it was
You're
going to
just
be.
kind of destined to do it.
I guess I don't know that I believe in like destiny, but I mean, it's just there. I don't know. I never felt like there was much of a choice. It was just like it was an obvious. It was obvious that I was going to pursue it, and I'm going to continue to pursue it, kind of no matter what.
Is there like a specific keyboardist that kind of inspired you in your sound?
Well, maybe not specifically in my sound, but I grew up in the same city as Ben Folds, and that's the reason why I moved to Nashville, is I worked at his studio. And so, you know, he obviously a big influence on me growing up. When it comes to the classic rock stuff, I'm a huge Ben Montench fan. And so like when I play organ and piano and like the more traditional kind of rock keyboards, I definitely sort of look to him in terms of how to, you know, navigate your way through a song and how to fit right in with, you know, a big sounding band. But for a band like True Villains, there's definitely nobody like specific that I kind of look to for inspiration. I just kind of try to trust my instincts.
Nice. What about you, Tim? I love your guitar solos, you know, from what I've heard so far. How do you kind of go about approaching guitar solos?
It's actually funny, you know, as I've matured as a musician, I guess and in hindsight as well, like super flashy guitar playing, like instrumental guitar kind of stuff has never really impressed me in hindsight. I've always been more drawn to a song. Even like when I was, you know, first started playing when I was 12 years old, I've always been more into like Mike Campbell from Tom Petty or, you know, even like Kirk from Metallica. Like mainly what I'm saying, like players that play for the song rather than play just to put a flashy guitar solo. So that's kind of how I try to approach it. I try not to overdo it and try to add something to the song rather than just, you know, playing as many notes as I possibly can. Yeah, it's like I'm a huge Slash fan as well. You know, he's basically an expert at that, playing melodically for this serves the song more than it, you know, it's him trying to show off.
Yeah, he's got so many memorable guitar riffs.
Yeah,
and he's
amazing.
Kills it on stage. I saw him a few years ago with Miles Kennedy, and yeah, he's still a good showman. Still plays great.
I really respect him too, because if you know, watching interviews with him and just from talking to some people that have maybe actually interacted with him in person, he does it. It's kind of like Greg was saying, he does it because it is who he is, and it's like, you know, you didn't have a choice. He's not doing it for not necessarily financially motivated. You know, he still believes in what he's doing and wants to create good rock music, and you know, that's kind of how I feel about it too, I guess.
Yeah. That's cool. And is there like a musician, living or dead, that you would love to sit down with and just pick their brain about music?
For me, it probably would be Slash. You know, I think that would be a really cool conversation to have, just because, you know, he's kind of done all of it.
I bet.
Yeah, I would love to sit down and chat with him and get some advice.
I don't know. It'd probably be either like Bach or John Lennon, or, you know, both.
That would be super interesting.
Yeah.
Different time periods, but those are cool.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's magic anyway, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, what else is coming up for True Villains that people should be on the lookout for?
We've pretty much just been writing a bunch, you know, in the last several months, because we haven't been able to play a whole lot. And we're hopefully tentatively planning on being back in the studio with Nick in the near future. So just keep putting out some music, hopefully get back out on the road in the near future, and you know, keep doing the thing.
Very cool. Is there a specific venue that you guys want to play that's kind of like your dream venue, or just, you know, wherever you can play, you're happy?
Madison Square Garden would be kind of nice.
Yeah, that's legendary.
Yeah. There's a place up near where I'm from in New York called SPAC, which is like a big amphitheater that I've gone and seen so many concerts at growing up, and I would love to eventually play there. That would be cool.
Do you find that I've heard from some people like the larger the audience, the less nervous they are? Is that how you guys are, or are you better with like smaller crowds, like the intimate crowds?
I prefer bigger crowds because it almost seems like less real. I don't know. Like I'm definitely more self-aware whenever the crowds are smaller and more intimate. Plus, with like the type of music that we play, I feel like it's just meant to be played loud into large crowds. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely like large crowds, but small crowds can also, like smaller venues, you know, it for me, it kind of almost comes down to the energy, you know, if there's a lot of energy in the room, it can go either way. Obviously, the large crowd, there's going to be a lot of energy, but when there's like a smaller crowd that you're really feeling, feeding off of, you know, it can be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, definitely feed off the energy of the crowd for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I really appreciate your time, guys. No, it's the weekend. You want to relax, get back. But
We're actually playing tonight, I think.
We are. Yes.
Yeah, we are playing tonight.
well, that's fun. Is it a live person show or like a live stream?
It'd be live in person.
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah, down in Nashville.
Very nice. Well, hopefully I'll see you guys on the East Coast later this year.
Yeah.
If not next year.
Yeah, we've been
be
trying
great.
to make our way out there. But yeah, that'd be awesome. If you got any venues in mind that we could, you know, come visit, shoot them our way.
Yeah, I definitely will. Or send it to Samantha.
All right, sounds good.
Perfect.
Well, have a good show and take care, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks
Take
for
care as
having
well.
us.
Yep. Bye-bye.